What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. It's your boy, World of Wrestling, here today to discuss about Random Wrestling Talk, episode number 40. It's the 40th episode of Random Wrestling Talk. It's been, I don't know how long doing this Random Wrestling Talk shit for. When we originally started on a consistent basis on Tuesday nights at 8:30. But we're here nonetheless. Daniel, nice to see you, man. Matt, 87 Eagle, what's up, bro? He says, good job getting the picture of KO slapping that blew out Roman's eardrum as the thumbnail. Yeah. Uh we're going to talk about that. I didn't really read the actual article. I didn't even watch JD's um video on that. I stayed away from that. I figured I might as well kind of surprise myself as I read it to you guys in this article I found to go over with you guys. There was an altercation with Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens, and there's some problems going on backstage between those two. I don't think it's anything to the extremes of like a CM Punk, Kenny Omega elite shit, but I would have to say he's probably a little upset with his eardrum getting whacked with a fucking slap across the face. So probably made hearing a little bit more difficult. Um, Matt 87 Eagle says it isn't. Okay, well, that's great. Anyway, guys, I did watch Raw last night. Hold on one second, guys. Okay, well, that was a little fucked up. Sorry, guys. My roommate needed my help with something. We actually had a freebie on YouTube TV for the fucking HBO and Cinemax, and it was till the 29th, which was today. And apparently they decided to cut it off. My roommate was like, "What the fuck just happened?" Like he's in the middle of watching Wind Talkers, which is a good movie, and he's going, "What the fuck? What the hell happened?" So I'm trying to find out what the hell the deal was. So I'm strolling through the damn menu for the guide, and there was no Cinemax or HBO. So I was like, they took it off apparently a few hours earlier than it was supposed to, because they gave us till the 29th to enjoy for free. And for some strange reason, they took it off about almost 4 hours earlier than when it should have been, because 12 o'clock a.m. is when the next day begins. So whatever. Anyway, let me go into some of the other comments. Cat Inkpen says, laugh my ass off, chair stream. Yeah, that's right. You got to watch the chair sit here and do absolutely nothing while I took care of that issue. Matt 87 Eagle says, Roman is professional and he gave KO a receipt during the War Games match. Okay, well, that's terrific. I'm glad they're showing some love by expressing their hatred towards one another when someone makes a mistake. But yeah, going back to what I was about to say, Raw. Oh boy, I listened to JD from New York 206's review. I've been listening majority of reviews from him. I used to pay a lot of attention to BC Amplified, who's another good YouTuber, but I have not had the opportunity to do so with him. So I've been mostly listening to JD. JD believes that this was a decent show last night. I have to say it was okay to a certain extent. It had a lot of decent promo work that was taking place, but the matches, they're not intriguing me all that much. I'll be honest. Um, but there were some good storylines that were taking place on the show. Becky Lynch and Bailey was a really good start up to the show. That fight, though, was god awful. What the fuck were we watching, man? Jeez Louise. Oh my gosh. I think I was going to shoot myself in the fucking head watching this nonsense. People fucking going ahead and throwing stuffed animals and hitting each other with fucking paper signs that have writing on them. What? Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt somebody. What the fuck are you doing, man? What are you out of your damn mind? That's not gonna do shit. About the only thing you could do is stick the fucking corner of the paper in their eye and blind them, or give them a paper cut, which ain't gonna do much of shit anyway, because it's just a paper cut. So I'm really dumbfounded by what we watched in that segment, but the promo work between Becky Lynch and Bailey was pretty good. The fans, I don't know if they're plants or they were legitimate fans, whichever the case may be. That one fan, Bob, saying "Go kick her butt, Becky Lynch." What the fuck ever happened to say "Go kick her ass"? Like, what are we, children? I'm sorry. I can't say ass. I need to say butt. What the fuck? What are we in fucking elementary school? Damn. My channel is sure as hell ain't for children. I'll tell you that much. I don't recommend any child under the age of 18 to be watching my shit, because I'm a nonstop profanity talker. I love profanity. And go figure, I'm a Christian, so figure that one out. Anyway, I truly think that this show was decent, but again, the matches were whatever. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, excellent, great stuff. I love what Jimmy Uso was doing. He was standing up for Sami Zayn. That was really good stuff right there. It shows very good consistency. And again, like I said in the Survivor Series review, I honestly think that that match, or the thing with Sami Zayn getting turned on the bloodline, I actually really want to see him stay, but I know deep down with the storyline, it's not going to end up that way. We're going to see him with Kevin Owens at the end of all of this. And you can clearly hear that coming out of Kevin Owens' mouth. He said, I understand you may not like me. I haven't been the best friend to you. I mean, we went ahead and been at each other's weddings and what have you. I mean, Sami Zayn was at Kevin Owens' wedding as his best man and what have you. So I understand all that and I get it, but he goes ahead and he says, "Look, I've screwed you and backstabbed you multiple times, and technically, yeah, I think I kind of deserve what I got from you. So I'm not angry with you. I understand where you're coming from and where you stand at this point. So that right there just tells me that there is a sign that they're going to get back together as a team, win tag team gold, and that'll be that. So it's really all I have to say on that subject. Kevin Owens and Jey Uso, good matchup. I enjoyed that. That was a lot of fun. And the rest of the show, I mean, Matt Riddle and fucking Elias. Oh, God. You got to be fucking kidding me with that shit. Elias and Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle saying, "Oh, we're a good tag team. We're building chemistry together." Dude, you had Randy Orton as your tag team partner. What the fuck are you doing with Elias? He is the bottom of the barrel. He is crap. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Don't understand it. Matt 87 Eagle says probably will happen at either night after the Royal Rumble or at the Elimination Chamber in Montreal. Oh, it's going to happen at the Elimination Chamber in Montreal. That's when Sami Zayn's going to be turned on. That's a perfect place to do that because it's in his hometown. Don't forget that, Matt 87 Eagle. So yes, I understand what you were talking about, Matt 87 Eagle. I got you. It's all good. But yeah, I honestly believe that's when it's going to happen. Elimination Chamber in Montreal, Canada. That's his hometown. That's the best place to do the turn. 100%. I couldn't believe what JD from New York said in his review last night. He went ahead and he said, we could possibly see him maybe win the Royal Rumble. Oh my God. Don't JD, please don't give ideas like that. Please. I don't want to see him win the Royal Rumble and have to face Roman Reigns and play the I'll lay down for the tribal chief storyline. Come on. Please don't say that. Don't say it, please. Then he's got to face him in Montreal in the Elimination Chamber before Mania. The Royal Rumble winner faces the fucking champion at Elimination Chamber instead of WrestleMania. That don't fly with me. Sorry. I will not go with that idea. I think that is a terrible idea to actually go with. I think the winner should be Cody Rhodes of the Royal Rumble. That's simple, straight to the point. There's no other person to go with outside of maybe Bray Wyatt. But Bray Wyatt's kind of in the midst of with LA Knight, so I don't even know if that's something that we should even get involved with him. I think Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes challenging for both titles would be the smart decision in my book. And that's what I would go with. So that's just my opinion. Anyway, what else? We had Austin Theory coming out. He was talking shit about how he managed to win. He's no longer a kid. He's a man. Trying to convince us all he's a fucking man. Dude, you're 24 years old. You're no fucking kid. If you're a kid, why don't you go ahead and go back home to mommy and daddy and chill out there and play your little video games in mommy's basement. But yeah, that his promo was all right. It was very similar to last week's promo that he did with Bobby Lashley. And then we had Seth Rollins come out and interject with this promo. And my God, what did he decide to do? Become a fucking cross-dresser? Like, that was the most atrocious attire I've ever seen him wear in his entire career with this gimmick. This is disgusting. He looked like he was wearing lingerie with fucking boxers underneath. That was fucking creepy as hell. Jeez Louise. What the fuck is going on here? Did he go in Becky Lynch's wardrobe and say, let's really freak him the hell out and wear some fucking lingerie in the ring? I mean, what the hell? That's insane, man. That's fucking crazy. Cat Inkpen says, laugh out loud, his wardrobe manager needs the boot. Yes, Cat Inkpen. I do remember you talking about that when you were watching the episode, and I would have to agree. Whoever came up with that idea has to be fired. That was fucking atrocious. What the hell? Jeez Louise. I still can't get over that. Like, that was fucking bizarre. And like, the crowd wasn't making any comments about it. I was surprised they didn't say nothing like, you're a crossdresser, some shit like that. You're a tranny, some shit like that, man. That would have been fucking hilarious if they would have said, you're a tranny. Oh, man, that would be fucking hilarious. If I would have been there, I would have said that. Oh, man. I really couldn't believe that shit. What the fuck were they thinking? What was Triple H thinking? If I was Triple H, I'd have looked at Seth and say, are you serious? You're going out like that? Good luck. You might as well should have put a diaper on his fucking head. I'm having a fucking laugh fest over here instead of cutting a fucking live stream. All right, let's get past the whole wardrobe problem. And actually get to the rest of this entire podcast that we are covering today. So, top story. I'm not going to talk anymore about Raw. I don't want to make this show always about a Raw review. I just wanted to touch some of the stuff. Um, uh, touch some of the stuff that was important, and just go over what we are going to discuss here for today's show. Cat Inkpen says, I know trans that are actually trans people who dress better. Yeah, okay. Terrific. All right. Rachel Buck, she comes in. She says, it looks like Charlotte Flair might return this Friday on SmackDown because she keeps teasing returning to SmackDown and facing Ronda Rousey. Oh my God. I think I'm going to shoot myself on live television or on a live stream here. What the fuck? Who cares about Charlotte Flair facing Ronda Rousey? We don't need to see it. We saw it at WrestleMania 38. It was atrocious and it was shit. Who gives a fuck? Sorry, Rachel Buck, but that's a fail. I don't want to see Charlotte Flair or Ronda Rousey. I want the fucking belt off of Ronda Rousey. How they're going to do it, I have no idea. But I'm sure they're just going to save it for WrestleMania, and Becky Lynch is going to face Ronda Rousey, which is going to be an absolute fucking fail. Cat Inkpen says that sounds like a nightmare. What sounds like a nightmare? What, with Charlotte Flair coming back to face Ronda Rousey? I would have to agree. Yes, that is a fucking travesty. If you saw WrestleMania 38, it was the worst fucking match on the entire show. Night 1 and night 2, it was fucking shit. I really don't understand what the hell. Whatever. Cat Inkpen says, remind me to tell you about the time we kind of met or saw Ronda. Okay, I guess we're going to talk about that in private conversation. All right. Honestly, I don't want to see Charlotte. I might puke. Cat Inkpen says. Okay. Rachel Buck says there are rumors going around that Charlotte Flair might win the Royal Rumble next year, but plans could change. But there is rumors that she's going to win the Royal Rumble. Rachel Buck, can you please stop reporting these terrible fucking rumors that make me want to go ahead and kill myself on live television, on live stream? Jeez, man. And I'm just kidding around, people. I'm not actually going to do something that stupid. Jeez Louise, man. If that's true, I don't even care to watch the Royal Rumble then. What the fuck? Who the hell cares to see Charlotte Flair win the Royal Rumble? Please, anyone in the chat, go ahead and hit a 1 if you care. Hit a 2 if you don't. Because I sure as hell don't. This is fucking ridiculous. Rachel Buck, please stop reporting the terrible news. You're as bad as the actual news on TV. All right. Let me go into this with you guys. Roman Reigns and the issues that are going around about him. Rachel Buck says, do you want to see Becky Lynch versus Ronda Rousey for the championship next year? Fuck no. It's overdue. They had all this time to do it. Now they're going to do it out of the fucking clear blue because Ronda Rousey's the champion now. This has been going on for an extremely long time. It's happened like 2019. It'll be 2023. That's 4 years ago. Who cares? It's over. They had their shot. They blew it. They ain't got shit. There ain't no point in doing it. Daniel says Charlotte should not return to win the title for the 500th time. God help us all, Daniel. If that's true, if she actually won the title 500 times, I think I would discontinue watching wrestling altogether. I think the wrestling world would flip upside down and throw up on itself, if that's even possible. But hey, I'm just shooting the breeze here. Matt 87 Eagle says she's only good at putting people to sleep. Yeah, I think the same thing goes for Charlotte Flair. So that's a double dose of a double dose of NyQuil. Rachel Buck says, then who do you see facing Ronda Rousey for the championship? I don't fucking know. I don't even want her to have the title going into WrestleMania. Personally, I'd like to see Liv Morgan win the damn title back. At least she had a little bit more going for her. She had more of a story. I mean, granted, her and Ronda Rousey have no business whatsoever with each other because they're totally unrealistic to be facing one another in a match. And I'll be honest, I'm not very happy with Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's match with Shotzi Blackheart was a complete disappointment. That was the one thing on this show that sucked. So why the hell would I give a shit to watch it or do anything, watch anything of Ronda Rousey's work? Her work sucks. She don't look like she even cares. She's just going through the fucking motions, which is another thing Charlotte Flair does. So why should I care? I used to like Charlotte Flair back when she first started in the main roster in 2015 and 2016. But as time went on, she became more and more boring and stale. And I don't give a fuck about Charlotte Flair anymore. And I'm not going to, support her in her work anymore until I start seeing something come out of her that's meaningful and worth my fucking time. Daniel says, thoughts on Shayna being on Ronda's side, and should she turn against her to face her at some point? That's an interesting matchup. I like that one, Daniel. That was a fucking good question. I think that would be great. I think Shayna Baszler should be the one to beat Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's Championship because let's face facts, guys. Shayna Baszler is a far better, more entertaining performer than Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's there for a paycheck. She's not there to really try to do much of anything. She is fucking shit. And you can clearly see that in her matches of late. Her matches are very, very dull. She doesn't seem like she's putting the same kind of effort she was back in 2018, 2019. She doesn't care to be there. And not to mention, there was a report going around that she was not interested in being the SmackDown Women's Champion in the first place. If you can believe that fucking shit. So there you go. Met 87 Eagle says, strip her of the title and send Ronda to a third grade wrestling school to retain. Okay. Whatever you say. Alyssa Stansberry says, have lost act by Have lost act by heel. Why do cheer? Heel have lost account. Heel, what justified action? I have no idea what you're saying, Alyssa, but okay. Anyway, Matt 87 Eagle says she can come back when Vince comes back, which will be never. All right. Well, I'm glad. He was saying she needs to be retrained. She doesn't need to be retrained. She needs to put more effort in her work. That is her problem. I see very lack of effort. She doesn't seem to care at all about being part of the show, being entertaining, doing her part of the job to make the wrestler she's in with get over. Shotzi Blackheart did not do a fucking thing that even equaled anything she said on the SmackDown before Survivor Series. I did watch the episode, but I did not actually do the review, which I apologize. It got late. I got tired and I fell asleep and I just didn't do it. And it was Saturday. So the pay-per-view is next. I didn't have the time to do it, guys. So I apologize. But I did watch it. I'm keeping myself up to date. So if I happen to not do a review, doesn't mean entirely I didn't watch it. It's just that I didn't have the time to go ahead and take care of it. Cat Inkpen says, that sounds gross. What sounds gross, Cat Inkpen? I have no idea what you're talking about. You have to be a little bit more specific because there's a lot of topics we're talking about here, and I still haven't gotten any of the articles that I wanted to talk to you guys about, which are pretty good. Matt 87 Eagle says, retrain. Okay. Alyssa Stansberry, she says Cody Rhodes better win the Royal Rumble. Both deserve both belts. No else deserve. Both don't see Roman Reigns both belt. Okay. Well, I hope Cody Rhodes wins for your sake. For me, I just hope he wins because he's a legitimate person that deserves to win the Royal Rumble. He's done plenty in this business between AEW and WWE. When Vince McMahon was running it, he was doing great work there. So if he was able to do that with Vince McMahon running the fucking show and be able to cut good promos, have decent matchups, even against The Miz, several times, by the way, he's okay in my book. His matches with Seth Rollins was superb. Excellent. Amazing. Absolutely loved him. But anybody else, it better be a Bray Wyatt, better be a Seth Rollins, but I wouldn't want Seth Rollins to overthrow Cody Rhodes in that Royal Rumble. I think Rachel Buck put it best last week when she said that it should be Cody and Seth Rollins as the last two guys in that ring to close out the Royal Rumble, and I totally agree with her on that. And Cody should win the Royal Rumble by eliminating Seth Rollins. That is the way I would end the Royal Rumble match of itself. Plain and simple. All right, let's move on here. Let's get into the report about Roman Reigns visibly upset backstage with WWE Survivor Series spot. Reigns was overheated, saying he may have ruptured an eardrum. Whoa, that's not good. I didn't know he ruptured his eardrum. I thought maybe he just hurt his ear and maybe stunned his hearing a little bit. Roman Reigns was reportedly not happy following the Survivor Series main event. According to the report from Fightful Select, Reigns was said to be visibly upset backstage regarding what he perceived as an unplanned spot that involved him and Kevin Owens. Reigns was overheard saying he may have ruptured his eardrum, and it was clear to those who witnessed the scene that he was not happy with what happened. Reigns did not take part in the post-event press conference as he was originally scheduled to. Talent spoken with by Fightful indicated that they did not believe there would be any extended heat from what happened and that Reigns' reaction was likely due to the heat of the moment. It is not clear what spot was the catalyst for Reigns becoming upset. The only spots Owens and Reigns worked with each other during that match came close to the end. Owens slapped Reigns and then they exchanged strikes for a period, and then Roman hit a Superman punch and Owens hit a super kick, a pop-up powerbomb, and a stunner. Sami Zayn then broke up the pin, leading to the finish where Zayn hit a low blow and a Helluva kick on Kevin Owens for the finish, with Jey Uso connecting with the frog splash or the Samoan splash or whatever way you want to call the fucking move. So there's the problem. He was upset based on the fact that he went ahead and was slapped in the fucking ear. That, not good. Kevin, man, come on. You got to be a little bit careful. I understand that we're trying to make it as legitimate as possible, but let's not go ahead and smack the shit out of the tribal chief's ear to the point where he can't hear anymore and turn him into a half-hearing old man, you know? We don't want to make him like, Mick Foley. Mick Foley's pretty banged up and fucked up. He's got a piece of his ear missing, all kinds of other weird shit. We don't need to make, Roman Reigns like Mick Foley when Roman Reigns ain't nothing like Mick Foley. You don't throw his body around like a raving lunatic and be a fucking crash test dummy. I mean, come on. You got to be a little bit more careful there, bro. I mean, I know you're a tough son of a bitch, but damn, you got to be careful. He's a tribal chief. He's the head of the table of WWE. You can't do that shit. You got to show respect. Or your ass becomes grass and he becomes a lawnmower. Wow, I'm sounding like I'm kissing Roman Reigns' ass. Alyssa Stansberry says, have lost act being heel. Why do cheer for bad guy? Lost act being heel because no justification action. Who are you talking about, Alyssa? You're like writing a bunch of stuff that makes absolutely no sense. Last time you were here, you were making sense. Now you're just typing random stuff, and I'm not quite understanding what you're typing. So, sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but fix your writing, please. um, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty fucked up, man. Really fucked up. I hope he's all right and he'll be able to do his remaining duties that he has left before he has to surrender the 2 belts to whoever it might be or to one person. All right, Booker T. Holy shit. I came across this WWE's Booker T returning to the ring next month. I didn't actually read this before I, saved it and bookmarked it, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it and see what the fuck this is because this is pretty off the walls. Why do you cheer for a bad guy? Because people don't care. Kayfabe is dead. We all know it's fucking, it's not like fake, but we know it's all orchestrated. So there's people that actually like bad guys because they're cool, because they're different, because they actually don't give a shit. They have an attitude, something that the face characters do not. They're very much like, I'm a good person. I go ahead and do the right thing. Yay. Kevin Owens is about the only guy I like as a fucking face because he comes across like a heel, but yet acts like a face. He does face like things. He doesn't need to cheat to win, but he's a tough motherfucker. That's what I like. Drew McIntyre ain't like that. He's very, very ordinary babyface type of character. Kevin Owens is like a Steve Austin type character. That's what we need to see. We need to see Steve Austin rocks. That's the kind of characters we need to see that are baby faces. These fucking guys that are heels have a cool attitude. They talk shit. They don't care what people think. And if you want to cheer for them, great. If you don't want to cheer for them, fine. They don't give a shit. That's what MJF was doing. MJF was playing the crowd like a bunch of fiddles, and yet they're still gonna fucking cheer for the son of a bitch. I'm gonna boo him just for the fun of it. I can't wait for tomorrow, man. He's gonna be on live television explaining what happened and everything else. I got a report on William Regal, which I'll talk to you guys about in just a few moments. Daniel says the Bloodline is one of the best teams we've gotten in a while because they had so much chemistry together, and Sammy knows how to get them to break character, which usually is funny. Oh yeah. I mean, that's the reason why I like Sami Zayn, part of this group. He sticks out like a sore thumb, but I swear, man, he fits them like a fucking glove. I don't know how he managed to pull this off and how he was able to get this to work. But my goodness, if they really wanted to, they could stretch this past WrestleMania and not even do the tag team title match. Seriously. I honestly believe they could pull that off because Sami Zayn with the Bloodline is just, it's fucking amazing. It's awesome. It's fucking hilarious. I love Sami Zayn. This is the best thing Sami Zayn has done in his entire fucking career, folks. This is it. The Bloodline with him has been amazing. You cannot say this is not successful stuff for him. This is the best stuff he's done in his entire career. I'm not saying he's a bad wrestler by any means. He's had some good matches. But man, he is fucking hilarious with this group. And as Daniel says, he's very oozy, my dog. And that's true, man. He came up with that fucking slow. I couldn't believe when he said that. I swear to God, it was fucking hilarious, man. He's like, Jey Uso's just not feeling oozy lately. Like, what? Roman Reigns is fucking cracking up laughing. I'm like, holy shit, he actually got Roman to break character? You gotta be fucking kidding me. I'm like, damn. But yeah, man, I mean, it was awesome. It was fucking awesome, man. Sammy is great with this team. I hope he stays there past WrestleMania. I really do. Alyssa Stansberry says, need to go away from cheering bad guys. Okay, well, if you want to boo the bad guys, that's your choice. People like to cheer for the bad guy. I don't know why, but they do. All right, let's get into this report about Booker T, because this is kind of weird that he's actually going to get involved in a wrestling ring. I don't know if this is in the WWE. I highly doubt it's probably in his little um his own wrestling promotion that he trains people and shit. So let's go over it. Booker T is getting in the ring for the second time this year as the WWE Hall of Famer confirmed his next match. Booker T will step inside the square circle on December 18th for his Reality of Wrestling promotion, where he will team with Mysterious Q to challenge Warren Johnson and Zach Mason for the ROW tag team titles. Booker T's last match happened in July. In addition to his duties with Reality Wrestling, Booker is a commentator for WWE's NXT brand, as Wade Barrett was moved to SmackDown to fill in for Pat McAfee while he's away for ESPN College Game Day duties. Booker T will be on commentary for tonight's episode of NXT, which is airing right now, which will feature the reveal of the Iron Survivor Challenge competitors ahead of the matches taking place as NXT Deadline on December 10th, which I will not be fucking watching that shitty ass pay-per-view at all. I have no interest in that crap whatsoever. Anyway, moving on now. Let me see here. Major update on William Regal. I also got an update on FTR with the AEW and what's going on with them too. So this should be pretty interesting to read to you guys. The future of William Regal in AEW appears to be clearer following his walking out on Jon Moxley on Dynamite after Moxley told him to run and never come back. William Regal strode into AEW back at Revolution in early 2022 when he stopped Bryan Danielson and Moxley from beating each other up and bringing them together as the Blackpool Combat Club. Over the next several months, the group added Wheeler Yuta and Claudio to its ranks, but good things don't last forever. At Full Gear, William Regal accompanied Jon Moxley, turned on him with MJF, but by the time the night was over, both Moxley and William Regal could be both Moxley and Regal would be walking very different paths. With the referee laid out, yeah, they're just describing what happened during this entire fiasco. On the following Dynamite, William Regal told the Chicago crowd he'd leave any explaining to Mr. Friedman before an angry Jon Moxley stormed to the ring. As he was surely about to attack Regal, he was stopped by Bryan Danielson, who acknowledged Regal's behavior, but begged Moxley not to beat him senseless. Instead, Moxley simply told Regal to run and never show his face in AEW again. Regal walked out of the arena and the rumor mill began to churn. Many people began to wonder if this was indeed a real exit for William Regal from AEW, with the speculation that he will one day return to WWE now under the management of his close friend Triple H increasing. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer may well have poured cold water over the idea when he took to social media to correct an earlier report and instead give a truer reflection on the length of the contract of William Regal signed with AEW. A correction from last night's show regarding Regal's deal, based on what he said when he signed his deal, signed last spring for 3 years. Okay, so he has 3 years with the company. So he's not gone. It appears William Regal will be all elite for a good while longer, and many fans will be wondering if the ordinary decent villain will be in attendance when MJF returns in Dynamite in Indianapolis. So there you go. Alyssa Stansberry says Liv Morgan deserves better, get better title reign next time. Mistakes, take title off, give belt to Ronda Rousey. So you're saying give the title to Liv Morgan and then give her a lengthy title reign and then give it back to Ronda Rousey? That's true. I totally disagree with you on that one. Sorry. Anyway, moving on. Got a couple of more reports here, and then we will head on out. Oh, yes, I do have some information about CM Punk as well. Again. This guy, CM Punk, never seems to go the fuck away. He's always there. All right. So FTR's Dax Hardwood spoke with Fightful this week ahead of his singles match with Bryan Danielson on Wednesday's AEW Dynamite 2022 will be a banner year for Hardwood and Cash Wheeler for a number of reasons. The biggest of which is becoming triple champions by winning the ROH, IWGP tag team titles, and the AAA tag team titles as well. But while the two are still gunning for a second reign as AEW Tag Team Champions, their future with AEW already seems to be up in the air as their contracts are up in April of 2023. Oh, my Lord. Please, AEW, do not lose these guys to WWE. If you do, you are going to fuck yourselves royally. Royally. What the fuck? Matt the Eagle. The Cantonian Empire. Okay, that's great. Or the Coyotean Empire. Whatever you say, man. All right. I need to retract his message. All right, cool. All right, so we have a possibility FTR may be going to WWE. Matt the Eagle says the Republic of Wolfstan. Okay, whatever, man. All right, moving on here. However, he says he's evaluating options and says that he and Cash have had a lot of conversations about their future. Sean Ross Sapp wrote while previewing the interview in Fightful Select. One particular idea they've mentioned is that they could take a year off of wrestling for major companies and just do things that are fun, fun to them. Leaving AEW would immediately open the door for the pair to potentially return to WWE. God help us all if that was to happen. While they were actively turning down lucrative offers to stay with WWE in 2020. The landscape of that company has now drastically changed with Paul Levesque running the company's booking following Vince McMahon's departure. It was under Levesque's leadership that FTR first found success as the Revival, winning the NXT Tag Team titles twice before getting called up to the main roster, which they had never recovered from when they did that and went to AEW. Anyway, it was elsewhere in the same interview that Hardwood said he feels loyalty to both Levesque and AEW president Tony Khan for the platforms they have given to himself and Wheeler. I'm not going to say yes to it definitely being the same. Hardwood told Comic Book back in April when asked if his vision for tag team wrestling aligns with Khan's. I mean, we have our vision of tag team wrestling, and it is completely different than probably anybody else in the world. It should be. I mean, it would be really boring if everybody's vision was exactly the same. But I think that we are still a brand new company. I think Tony is signing up the greatest talent in the world, not because he wants to lose money. He's signing the best talent in the world right now because he wants the fans to enjoy a product that he's putting out. That's the only reason. That's the reason we have the greatest tag teams in the world working for us right now, he continued, because he wants the fans to enjoy professional wrestling, and that's it. And to see people, not our fans, because, shit, I lost my place. I noticed somebody left a comment in the chat and and that's it. And to see people, not our fans, because of our fans are very smart, but to see people complain about the online blows my mind. You're complaining about this man hiring CM Punk or Daniel Bryan or John Moxley or FTR or Sting or whoever. And I'm not categorizing ourselves with them, but I am saying you're complaining because he's giving you a freaking treat, man. He's giving you something you've never had before, a talent roster that you've never seen that's completely loaded. And so I hope he continues to bring in tag teams. I hope we bring in every single tag team in the world, because I promise you, the more he brings them in, the more cash and I will set up and show that we are the best. I think we've proved that we are the best because we're so much different than everybody else. Man, I'm getting fired up because of that. And that's all that was said. Alyssa Stansberry says, who should beat Mandy Rose for championship? Uh, who do I believe deserves to beat her for it? I have no idea. I don't watch NXT, so I don't really care. I think NXT is a fucking dead concept, and it should go on WWE Network for like 1 hour. Maybe they'll revive the fucking product. Maybe. Who knows? But yeah, I don't watch NXT, so I don't have a care in the world for it. Sorry, Alyssa. All right, moving on. Let's move on to other things. AEW claims, this is a good one. AEW claims that CM Punk is no longer with the promotion. AEW president Tony Khan has stayed quiet whenever asked about CM Punk, as no one can publicly talk about the all-out brawl between the Elite, CM Punk, and Ace Steel due to the potential legal issues. Kenny Omega has gone on record stating that the fans should let it go. Well, thank you, Kenny Omega. Maybe if you would have, talked to anybody, bring anything up, maybe you didn't. Maybe it was brought up and made a lie out of from the fucking these wrestling so-called journalists talking bullshit and making up rumors that don't exist. Who knows? But yeah, like, come on, man. Don't talk to us about it. Go talk to the fucking wrestling journalists who made all this fucking bullshit happen that didn't really need to happen in the first place. All right. The last word was that Punk is still officially under contract with AEW after talks for a buyout of his contract had staled due to negotiations over the length of a non-compete clause. Ace Steel was released from the company, while the Bucks and Omega have since returned and are currently feuding with the Death Triangle over the trio's titles. While speaking to Renee Paquette's podcast, The Sessions, Stokely Hathaway may have confirmed that Punk is no longer with the company following uncertainty about his status. Everything that was supposed to happen with the firm did not happen. Back at All Out, what happened immediately after the pay-per-view, that was a huge part of it. The person we were supposed to directly feud with is no longer in the company. That was one of the things. That was one thing I was looking forward to, because I was hand chosen for that role. I'm just going to say it. I don't know the specifics about people choosing sides. I just know that CM Punk said, "Hey, I want to work with this guy." That means a lot, regardless of what has happened. And they said you can listen to the entire interview with Matthew, or whatever his fucking name is. Who cares? Stokely Hathaway. So, yeah, I personally, I have no more care about CM Punk. If he's gone, great. If he's not, oh well. I don't give a shit. Doesn't really make a difference to me. Alyssa Stansberry says, "Do you agree with me? Ronda Rousey hasn't been the same since Becky Lynch beat her and took her shine." I'm going to say Ronda Rousey is in this company right now for a paycheck. I don't think she has the same desire and interest as she did the first time. I don't believe she has any care in the world at all for this company at this point or producing a good product. I do believe that she has a better intention. Her intention, really, like I said before, she didn't have any interest in winning the SmackDown Women's Championship at all, and they just keep giving her the title. I think maybe at the end of the day, I believe maybe she is just unhappy with the idea that she is carrying around a belt, that she feels that she's taking the spotlight away from other women, um to have their opportunity in the sun and actually shine as a performer within the SmackDown roster. So that's what I've read. And if that is 100% true and it's not false information, kudos to Ronda Rousey. I totally think that she is right on for what she is saying. But at the end of the day, if you're going to be the champion and play out your character, at least put the best effort you can to help elevate the rest of the women that you're wrestling against. Be professional. Don't worry about the fact that you're the champion. Do what you have to do to elevate the fucking roster. If you're not doing that, why bother being there? There is no point. It's a waste of your time and a waste to everybody else. So there you go. Alyssa Stansberry says, think Becky Lynch bigger than Ronda Rousey. Um, Becky Lynch more over with the fans. Yes, I think Becky Lynch is more over with the fans, but I think the fans are very lackluster in their commitment to being there. They really don't seem excited. They're just there to fill in seats and just watch wrestling. They don't seem like they're excited. If you go back to the days, I'm 34 years old. I'll be 35 next year. You go ahead and you go back to like the early 2000s, late 1990s. You watch those shows, those crowds totally annihilate the volume of excitement that they are happy to be there compared to what you watch now. These shows are absolutely trash. These fans do not seem like they give a fuck about being there. They're just there. They don't show any signs of excitement to be there. If I was there, man, I've been at 2 different wrestling shows. It is the most amazing feeling I have ever felt in my life outside of, you know, activity with a girl. But anyway, personally, this is one of the greatest experiences I've ever felt. Being able to be there live in front of that audience and seeing those wrestlers come out. I yell, I scream, I literally hurt my voice when I go to these events. These 2 events that I went to. I scream my fucking fool head off. And I had a blast watching these 2 events. One event I went to was WWE Extreme Rules 2011. My best friend Matt 87 Eagle took me over there. I bought it for my birthday. It's the coolest fucking thing ever, man. By the way, I'm going to thank you live, Matt 87 Eagle, for that experience. Very much so. Thanks a lot, man. Anyway, then my second experience was a WWE SmackDown live show in 2018 in December. I got to see Daniel Bryan, the champion, going in a steel cage match against AJ Styles. Fucking awesome match. Loved it beyond belief. I took a picture of AJ Styles on the top of the cage and whatnot after he ream jacked Daniel Bryan after screwing him out of the match. I had a fucking blast. I got to see John Cena live and in person. It was fucking great. And it was fun. The fans that are there, you can interact with them. It's like as if you don't even know them, but you have that connection with the wrestling. So it's like, hey, let's be friends for a couple hours and enjoy talking to one another. It's fucking awesome. I love wrestling. Do I get bored? Have I gotten bored with it? Absolutely 100%. But my love for it has not died. It will never die. I love wrestling. and I will never stop loving wrestling. I may have never gotten into it. I may have chickened out and didn't get involved in a wrestling school, but I love this fucking business and I want to see it get better to where it was when I was a kid. That's what I want to see happen within this business. That's all there is to it. All right, one last thing from Melissa Stansberry. She says, would it be awesome to see Cody Rhodes win both titles at WrestleMania? That's what I would do, but there's belief that because he said in a promo earlier this year after WrestleMania 38 that he is interested in only winning the WWE Championship, so there is a possibility they may be able to make a way for the titles to be split up from each other. If they do that, yeah, I'm good with it. Daniel says, I feel like when it comes to pay-per-views, they've been exciting since Hunter took over. But sadly, there's going to be ups and downs to the matter what I... Oh, to the... Let me read this. But sadly, there's going to be ups and downs no matter what. But I'm still happy Triple H replaced Vince. Oh, yeah. Don't get me wrong. I may have been bored with the wrestling from last night, but these promos have been absolutely superb. I have liked the builds they've done. And if they could do more of that and less of the wrestling on Raw, I'd be fine with that. Because SmackDown, on the other hand, their matches are a lot more entertaining. Plus, the promos are very good. So I like SmackDown a lot more than Raw. And especially the fact that SmackDown is only 2 hours while Raw is a fucking 3-hour fiasco. And it's basically the same size of a damn pay-per-view, which I still don't understand outside of the commercials that they get revenue from, which I don't know why the fuck you'd care about that. But yeah, it brings in money, I guess. That's what the whole thing's about, making money. All right, well, anyway, that's all I have to say here today. I do greatly appreciate you guys coming in. It's been fun talking to you guys. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. If you did, please go ahead and hit that like button. I greatly appreciate that. If you're not subscribed to the channel, you know what to do. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And on top of that, leave a comment down below, and I'll definitely get back to you on that. Thank you guys very much for watching, and have a great night, guys. Bye.